The universe is here to take your order. The universe is walking up to your table as we speak. What is the order that you're going to put into? We're going to get into the specifics of that. Every thought you think is essentially an order, especially those thoughts that you think multiple times, and especially the ones that you emotionally connect to, the ones that move you to feel something, the ones that pull you into a certain state of being. Good, bad, neutral, whatever the case. You have to look at everything that you're thinking in multiplication as essentially an order being placed. We're going to get specific. Instead of letting life passively happen and us responding to what's happening in life, especially the same old thing or this always happens, no more of that. Chills. No more of the this always happens or I always get a leg up and then no more. You have to look at every step here now moving forward as an order that you are placing. I posted a TikTok just the other day. I knew something big is coming again, is what the whole premise was. Put your order in. And then I was seeing the astrological wheel. How there's 12 houses in the zodiac. Each one represents a different area of life, a different way of being, a different way of expression, a different form of expression. What if we placed an order for every single house? Magic happens. Take it from me. We're going to get into how to place our order now. I got that question on my TikTok. How do you place your order? I love to write things down. The reason why we want to write them down is because with every thought, it's a form of transmission, right? We're thinking, it's in the ether. Some are fluttery. Some just come in, they're fleeting, they're in and out. If we are not exercising our ability to think for ourselves or to question why certain things are happening or how more so we can evolve out of a certain way of being, we are receiving a lot of thought forms. 95% of communication is done at the subconscious level. That means when you're walking through life, random people around you that are thinking certain things, you're picking up on it, and you may not even be realizing that it is not even your own, because then it creates a sense of identity with you, especially if you've been thinking similar thoughts or on a similar frequency. It's going to move you into fear, for example, more quickly, or more into panic. Those are not your thoughts. From here moving forward, the thoughts that we have pull us into motivation, inspiration, empowerment, and enlightenment. The thoughts that we are thinking are for our highest and best. We command our subconscious mind to do so. Our brain power, at minimum, is operated 90% from the subconscious mind. Our subconscious mind is actually a gateway. It's a portal. When we utilize our power of thought, our own power of intentional thinking and intentional application and intention, our reality, we scan for that. The 90% of our subconscious mind that was just being open and susceptible to whatever it was coming into, the thoughts of your dad, the thoughts of your mom, the thoughts of your everyone around you, your friends, which is all about what they believe that they are meant to live life like or what they believe they're capable of. Your thoughts are becoming everybody else's. You're not even realizing it. This is why it's so important to put your order in so you can come into confidence and into a feeling of safety and security in asking for what it is that you want, because these aren't the only orders that we're going to be placing. Now, we're going to be placing a lot of orders throughout our life. So we might as well get used to feeling comfortable with asking for what it is that we desire and not putting time as the ultimate indicator as to whether or not you're meant to get something. If we're still alive today and you're still called to do something, there's always enough time. Time for things to unfold, time to get things started, time to get things moving. Sometimes we're called to set the intention, to put it into practice, like getting ourselves acclimated to a new way of living while we're saying goodbye to the old way of living. Setting the intention, putting the order in, puts us into a new form and into a new frequency of opening up to a greater potential, one that would not have been possible if we were still keeping ourselves in the same song and dance that we had been in forever and ever and ever. Written word is scientific. There is scientific backing as to the power of written word. Thoughts are frequencies, like I was saying. They're thought forms. They're energetic vibrations. They are a makeup of you. Your energy is a reflection of the thoughts that you are thinking. The energy that you're exuding reflects what you believe, what you think, and what you're expecting, whether it's conscious or unconscious. When you move to written word, Kevin Trudeau talks about this. My mom, Randina Marie, also taught me this as well. Incredible. If you want to change your life, go look at Randina Marie. When you move from thought, it moves from a frequency, and turn it to written word, it becomes a particle, which means it has substance, which means you've brought it from the ether into the physical matter, the physical realm. When you see it pen to paper, you go into a greater level of experience of it. You're shifting form. You're evolving it, essentially. Essentially, especially because from that point you've observed it. You're reading it. You're seeing it. Always write with blue ink. Or blue ink does something to the brain where it create some sort of frequency within. And it's important to write these things out with a physical paper and physical pen. When you physically write with pen and paper, it fires off thousands of neurotransmitters in your brain, creating more of that experience. Now it's in all types of different locations in the brain, right? So it moves from just a few or even one thought form, thought frequency into thousands of areas of the brain are activated. When you type, it only fires less than 24. I highly recommend pen to paper, especially in cursive. It does something to the brain, especially with blue. It moves from fleeting impressions to thousands of locked in impressions in the brain. You believe it more. You scan for it so much quicker. You see it in everybody else. You start to see it in your reality. You start to see people who are living those intentions that you've set. You start to see other people living the order that you've placed. And that's a sign of how close you are to it. You have to nip envy in the bud. I'm telling you right now, you got to. You have to look at others and recognize that they have something that you would like. That means that you're seeing it, which means it's possible. Every time you see something that you desire, know that that is only feeding you to believe it's possible. I'm telling you. Envy does not exist. It will crush you. Truly. Because envy is separation. Jealousy is separation as well. When you're looking to someone else and saying they have it all, I want to be like that. What? You need to see the magnificence that is you. Truly. Because you are. And if you can desire something, you are channeling the thought form because the desire came through to you. We're receivers. Remember that. Our brains are receivers. When we have intentions or desires or ways that we'd like to live, those are literal expressions and experiences that are attainable. They're possible. They're potentials that we're picking up on. When we doubt ourselves or deny ourselves of that being the case, or when we limit ourselves, we block ourselves. Boo. When you're done writing down these orders, I'm going to give you examples here in just a second. I want you to look at it, see it, close your eyes, see yourself living this reality. If it's difficult for you to visualize, then say, subconscious mind, show me the feeling of this being complete. Show me the feeling of me feeling secure. Show me the feel, and really feel into that and just sit with it for a few minutes. Just sit and connect. Any fear that comes up, that's coming up to come out, deny it. Go away. You're done. You're gone. Goodbye. Continue to feed it with I believe. I don't care if you have to sing that I believe, I'm a believer song from Shrek. Do it. Then I want you to fold up the paper facing you, towards you. I want you to sleep with it under your pillow for 3 nights. And every time you touch the paper, thank you. Get excited. Start to feel that. And I'm telling you, your life is shifting when a few days pass. And if you start to feel a little bit depleted or a little bit down, because the truth is, it can come in like that. Things that you're writing down can come in very quickly. You are going to be able to override and supersede the part of you that is afraid of things not working, or what if it doesn't, or the feeling of like nothing works out for me. Through this experience, I'm telling you, observe the thoughts. Do not identify with them. Okay? Observe them. Thank you for sharing. I understand there's a part of me that have felt like things didn't work out before. It's different now. And I observe that this is coming up, so this part can leave and it can have a higher understanding and a greater understanding and perspective. So now I can have what it is that I desire. So I'm not stuck to feel this way. Really get into alignment. And that's by recognizing that the things that are coming up, the thoughts that are coming up for you are suggestions. They are not reality until you bind the emotion with the thought. And then it shows up in the physical. Whatever you're running from, you are not meant to run from anything. You are strong enough to face it and to release it. And sometimes the second that you face the fucking fear, you realize that it has no hold or grap over you. Grap is crazy. I don't even know what that even means. It has no hold over you. It's an illusion. Fear is not equivalent to danger, though it feels that way in the body. Fear is no real threat happening in the current. It's the potential of what could be. You have to, if you still have time, you still have power. And even when you feel like time has run out, you still have power, okay? We'll get into that in a different video. After 3 days of having it under your pillow, put it away somewhere that you won't see it. I like to put things in the back of my drawers or under crystals. I'm sending it off to the divine, sending it off to Santa. Thank you for bringing it to me. And it's done. You're not hoping like, oh, I hope this happens. It's oh no, I'm putting this. Thank you for delivering this order, because you came to take my order in the first place. Even if you've done this recently, even if you just put in an intention list, we're going to do it again. You're seeing this for a reason. It's fun to get exciting. And also sometimes, a lot of the times when we place intentions or we place orders or we set out wishes or we write down what it is that we'd like to experience, they're always stepping stones, because the next time you ask for more. And that's the whole point. Moving out of the form of settling and into the form of accepting and acceptance of what we desire is meant for us. And we're not meant to ask for less, we're meant to call in more. When you see something in your reality that is similar to what you've asked for but not complete, do not take it. That would be settling. Okay? If it's a person and they show up and it's a maybe, that's a no. Never settle for 50% of what you're asking for unless you want to continue to get 50% results. Okay? Always choose 100%. You have to think about writing down your intentions or putting your order in and moving it from thought to thing as if you're entering a giveaway. And it's like the more entries that you do, if you follow them here, if you do this, if you do that, it's another entry, it's more entries. Every time that you're writing it down and every time you read it again with excitement, that is more entries to the giveaway. But this is the thing. This isn't up to chance of maybe you're going to win the giveaway. It's oh no, it is happening. And the more that you align with that, the better that you feel. Even every time I'm in the shower, I imagine that I just went on a whole shopping spree, because that shopping spree energy is a reflection of what that life looks like, of where I'm able to be the most giving and generous and tithe and to donate and to connect and to feel like I'm meant to. We're meant to be prosperous. So leaning into what I would do with the prosperity as if I have it even more than I have now, everything comes to fruition. It happens very quickly. Now we're going to cover the 12 different types of orders to put in. Starting with the first house of self, how you show up, how you feel, how you exude. What do you want to look like? Okay. What do you want to look like? How do you want to show up? What do you want to wear? What do you want to be? Subconscious mind created you. It formed you. Subconscious mind is malleable. If you start to direct yourself to say, I have a golden ratio face, baby, you will have a golden ratio face. It's not about rejecting who you are now. That completely contradicts the whole point. It's about how can you even appreciate more of who you are so you can become who you want to be. Second house, self-worth and value. Also money, physical, tangible resources that are created moving from the first house of self into the second house of worth and abundance. You being the cause and the gateway, you having the gifts and talents needed to yield physical, tangible results and efforts. It coming from you. How much money do you want to make? What type of gifts would you like to be paid for? What would it be like to be paid to exist? Even further going into these houses, if you know what sign rules each house, pair these things together. My mom and I go deep into this in her courses. I do this whole purpose astrology. I'm doing goddess astrology for this next course coming up. It's everything. It's incredible. I'm also getting into this putting your order in that course as well, and I'm going to give specific instruction and information of what types of orders to put in based on the house and sign that rules that house for each person. It's incredible. What new items would you like? Also, a second house is about physical, tangible objects. What kind of car would you like to drive? Do you want to what would you like? And it's not about being materialistic. It's about letting yourself have these things on top of being generous and giving. We're breaking past the stigma of believing that if you have things, you're not a giver. Fuck that. We're going to be the ones who create change. We're allowed to have and give. The more that we have, the more that we can give, right? The third house, the house of communication and expression and thought forms, short distance travel, the house of the goddess. Where would you like to go? Would you like to travel somewhere? Would you like the funds to travel there? How can you bring your ideas to life? Would you like to be able to channel certain ideas? How do you want to communicate with others? What type of message would you like to get across? What type of neighborhood would you like to live in? How do you want to open up and exude your goddess energy? How can you express yourself? How can you feel confident in your self-expression? Place your order as if it's done. Fourth house, home, family, our inner home as well, our inner environment. But again, also it rules the home. What do you want your environment to look like? If you had to redo your room right now, how would it look? If you had to redo your house or move into a new home, do you want a new home? That's also very significant as well. What do you want to decorate? How do you want to live? How do you want to enjoy? How do you want to splendor? How can you connect more to your intuition? Do you want to open up your intuitive gifts and share them? How can you make your environment around you more cozy so you have more energy to show up and do what you're here to do and have excitement for that? How can you make your environment the most beautiful and magnetic and magnificent so you feel the most alive? Fifth house, romance, creativity, splendor, self-expression, children. What type of dates would you like to be taken on? How would you like the universe to romance you? Where would you like your message to be reached? Who do you want to be? How do you want to express yourself? Who do you want to be seen for? It's Leo energy. If you have children, what blessings would you like your children to have? If you desire children and you do not have them yet, write them a love letter. Place an order for the most beautiful, splendid children who you love. Also, How can you bring your inner child along? Place an order for something that your younger self would have loved to experience. Maybe there's something that you always wished you could have had when you were younger that you didn't have the funds or resources to do it, your parents or your authority figures, or it felt like I couldn't ask for this, or even things that I could. Whatever you desire, what would your inner child love? What would your younger self love to experience? Place an order for them. The 6th house, day-to-day routines, activities, co-workers, health, wellness, pets. What type of pets would you like? How do you want to connect to pets? What routine would you like to have that would make life exciting to wake up? What would evoke exuberance within you? What would your routine need to be? How do you want to be health-wise? Would you like the funds to receive the ultimate healthy lifestyle? Because health is wealth. What type of food would you eat if you were in your highest and best? What type of people would you work with? Do you want to own a business, and what type of people would you like to work with in that business? There's questions to be asking. Place the order for your day-to-day. What would you like your day-to-day to feel like even? You don't have to get into specifics if it feels like there's certain events that are moving and it's like, I don't know how my life's going to look when I move in this way. You can be more so of like how do I want to feel each day? I want my health to look like. Do I want to have all the routines? Do I want to go to a new gym? Do I want to be able to have Pilates, yoga, and the gym? Do I want to be able to go to CrossFit? All these things, like as if I'm there. I'm going to CrossFit. Thank you for the supplies to go to Pilates, yoga, CrossFit, etc. Let the universe take care of the details with this order. All orders. 6th house specifically is about I set the intention of what I'd like to live. The universe is going to romance me, give me the resources necessary to do so. It's a recognition too that everything that's happening in your life is a reflection of that. They have been giving you what it is you've been thinking. 7th house, partnerships, connections, unity. What type of partnerships would you like? If you want to own a business, what type of business contracts do you want to sign? Do you want brand deals? If you're online, if you're an influencer, would you like to have certain partnerships or sponsorships, collaborations? What would you like to, how do you want to connect with others? How do you want to live and fuel? If you want a relationship, or if you want your relationship to strengthen, if you're already in one, or your partnership to flourish even more, thank you for this. Put your order in. It's as if you have to visualize putting your order in as if someone's coming up to you on the universe's behalf and asking you, what would you like you're at a restaurant. Speak it. Not like do you have this? Put your order in for blessed and beautiful relationships. 8th house. Do you want all debts to be cleared? Do you want people to invest in you? 8th house is about legal matters. It's actually not. That's the 7th house, but legal energy is coming up for me for some reason. It's about angel investors, gifts, talents, debts, etc. The deeper parts of yourself. It's very sensual and sexual. Power, also utilizing your own sensual nature to create. Accepting these parts of you. Accepting your sacred sensuality. You like to receive more than just enough. Do you trust yourself to be invested in by others? A lot about trusting. Put your order in for having trust in yourself to fulfill certain duties, and gratitude for those who are called to invest in you so you can allow in more than just the bare minimum. Also helping yourself break free of where you feel indebted in other areas. Breaking free of debts and the feeling of indebtedness, past life energy as well. Also with the 8th house, what types of psychic gifts and abilities, intuitive and clairvoyant, would you like to activate within yourself? How can you accept yourself? Place your order to accept yourself fully and wholly for who you are, not who society has asked you to be, and you are going to receive in abundance, in abundance, in abundance, in abundance. This is about accepting yourself and accepting the way that you connect with others as well, especially the deeper parts, and trusting that you also have certain relationships that unfold in your life that are divinely delivered to you, so you're not doing everything by yourself. 9th house, about long distance travel, publishing, international matters, the house of God, the house of connection to source, your higher self, ideals, learning, higher education. We are forever students. We are forever learning. We're forever teaching. I talk about this all the time. What would you like to learn? Would you like your written word to be shared? Would you like to make international impact? Would you like to travel internationally? Where would you like to go? How would you like source to deliver this wisdom to you and through you? And how can you connect more to source as a result, and therefore live the life that you're dreaming of and get to go to the place that you've always wanted to go and shoot beyond measures that you've known your life to be by that connection to source, by that trust and that faith? Strengthen your connection with your higher self and turn your knowledge into wisdom. And share it. 10th house, entrepreneurship, business, midheaven energy. The 9th house and the 10th house, typically depending on the degrees of your signs and degrees of your rising, will indicate what sign is in midheaven. Typically, it can either be the ruler of the 9th house or the 10th house. This is about you channeling, again, your highest expression and putting it into form. 10th house is about entrepreneurship. It's also about self-reliance, creativity, expansion, abundance. It's also about the father as well, how you can connect to security and stability, and also knowing too that dedication yields great results. What would you like to be paid for what you've already dedicated to? Placing your order for if you'd like to start a business or have a new business idea, what would you like that outcome to look like in that trajectory? Would you like to flourish? Like having these types of ideas come to life. Would you like more public recognition? Would you like to expand more on social media if you're on social media? Would you like to receive more attention or visibility? Would you like to be seen by more people? Would you like to make money by being seen? What type of accolades would you love to receive? If you're a songwriter or a musician, would you love to receive an award? Like thinking about the rewards and awards that you're called for and aligned for, and see yourself with them, everything will take care of itself. Everything will take its rightful place. 11th house, wishes fulfilled. 1111, make a wish. Also community, collaboration, humanitarianism, your big groups of friends, networking. How do you wish to impact the world? What type of legacy would you like to leave? What do you want to be known for? Put your order in for these things. What type of groups would you like to connect with? What type of friendships would you like to have? What type of social circle would you like to reflect you? What type of community do you want to have? If you're online, for example, or if you have businesses, what type of people would you like to be invested in what you're creating? What do they believe about life? What are they connected to? Who are you connecting to? How do you want to revolutionize your life and the lives of others for the highest and best? You are the change you wish to see. Put your order in to be the change you wish to see and to have confidence to see these applications into full fruition so you can see yourself and see your life change before your very eyes and therefore change others as well. Feel confident in being an inspiration for others. Feel confident in letting your life be a very clear window into what can happen when you bank on yourself, when you trust in yourself, and when you take a risk and fly. Put your order in for ease and instilling the change for yourself for the highest and best of all. And finally, the 12th house, past life links, past life influence, the subconscious mind, our deep self. I feel like it's very important for us to recognize that whatever we assume something is what we will get. For example, for me, when I was in yoga the other night, my 12th house is Cancer. I was realizing that every year around Cancer season, I have been through a lot of chaos during Cancer season. I also can't identify with that. So not even gonna associate with that. I was in yoga and I saw the Cancer. I saw the crab, and then I saw the Cancer glyph, and I said, okay, the Cancer energy is obviously coming through. And I was hearing, see this in what it really is. Really get to know what this sign represents, so it doesn't feel like when the seasons come around, it's just hard. Because even then, Venus is in Cancer right now. Oh my God. My very first guy I ever got entangled with followed me on Instagram when I came back from my social media cleanse. I was at a baseball game and my other ex was literally sitting right next to me, and I was like, what the fuck is going on? I drove and I saw my other ex. It's been weird. This week's been a little wonky. Then I realized Cancer energy is the divine mother. How can I feel more mothered and supported by life? It's also 4th house energy, so you can even use that for putting your order in for the 4th house. How can I feel more nurtured by my environment? How can I feel more nurtured and connected and protective? Cancer is fierce, and she's loyal, and she's protective, and she's that divine mother. How can I connect more to that? How can I visualize and see that this is a time to come more into connection with myself and into connection with life? So whatever sign rules your 12th house, look to it and find a way to lean into whatever the light attributes are. Of course, we learn from the shadow. I'm not saying ignore the shadow. Baby, I'm a Scorpio, Moon, Mars, Chiron. I'm never going to ignore the shadow. I'm going to learn from it, transmute it, and turn it into what I need it to be. Thank you. What voice or internal guidance would you like to be the loudest? If it rules our subconscious mind, the 12th house, that means we have so many different impressions like I've been talking about this whole time. What voice do you want to be the loudest? The voice of faith? Command it. I would read The Power of the Subconscious Mind by Joseph Murphy, actually. It's really very, very imperative for you moving forward, especially when it comes to putting orders in, to know how these brains work, how these minds work, because there's multiple minds. The Master Key System by Charles Handel is very significant as well. Put your order in to make peace with the past so you can have an abundant and flourishing future. How you can utilize and connect to your subconscious mind and thank it for all the ways which has tried to protect you by scanning for the fear, and instead turning it to scan for the prosperity, scan for the joy, scan for the beautiful parts of life. Find confidence and feel more compelled to what affects you for the best. Strengthen and harness your past life gifts and abilities. Turn back on who you are and what your inherent nature is, which is a gift and talent. Like I said, in the course that my mom and I are doing, it's going to be very much Shakti energy, divine goddess energy, divine feminine energy, but more so us creating our realities. I get into in each wheel the goddesses that rule your rising sun and moon, which is also very important. Also different aspects, your dominant planets and the goddesses that rule those as well. How to work with the nature of your chart. And also when it comes to putting in this order in the wheel of our life, each sign and how you can utilize what that sign represents and use it to fine tune. Because I'm telling you, We have different signs that rule different parts of our houses for a reason. We're meant to access and amplify these gifts, and they're part of us. They're who we are. They make up who we are. If we work with the natural laws that we are, we're gonna experience great results much quicker than if we go about it aimlessly. Thank you for watching this. I hope you have the most beautiful day. Put your order in. I'm putting my order in. Beautiful Benefic Life. Okay? I want you to remember that. Make sure you follow. I post new videos every Friday, and make sure you subscribe to my YouTube. I love it here. I just got my verbiage different. I was gonna say subscribe. I post new videos every, see, pattern interrupting. I'm making a new life. And also follow me on TikTok. I post videos on there pretty much every day. I actually do post on there every day. I love it. And also make sure you subscribe for the email blast. I send emails every Monday, Wednesday, Friday. Personal messages, things that I channel for us all on the list, and songs, etc. It's really fun over there. So thank you for watching. I'll see you very soon. 444.